Just one housekeeping thing I wanted to bring up just really quickly. Ages ago, I set up a Patreon because I got to a point where I was like, oh, that's what you're supposed to do. You get a certain amount of subscribers, people are interested in my channel and they want to support the channel, so I'll open a Patreon. And discussing that with some of the people on my Discord, I couldn't in good conscience come up with a tier plan that would offer the benefits that you'd expect for premium donations and things like that. So I basically just abandoned it and it's been sitting there. But very recently, Tron DD from my Discord appeared on there. And so I thought I'll leave it open. If people want to contribute to it, you know, just on a base level, like $2 a month or something like that, I'm 100% okay with that. All of the money will obviously go towards improving the channel. And so if that's something you feel like you're interested in, I'll leave the link for my Patreon in the description. And I appreciate every cent, honestly. It really does help. I'll dive right in. Gacharic spin, let it beat. Gacharic spin, all right. Interesting high notes, man. Dude, I want to join that gang. They look like trouble. This gang just walking across the thing, and I want to join it, but I feel like it would be disappointing because I would definitely be the weakest link in that army. Come on. That groove, man. Come on. That's cool. Okay, I got to stop it at some point, and it feels like, as usual, Gacharic spin doesn't give you any opportunity to breathe. So what are my impressions? Well, first of all, this is consummate Gacharic spin. And the one thing I keep bringing up with these guys, and also BAND-MAID as well, is that they have this knack for just jam-packing a song with just everything going on at once, and yet somehow it doesn't seem cluttered. It doesn't feel like they're overplaying, or it doesn't feel like anything's going on. I think it's because they have this ability to just like complement each other so delicately and so intricately. And that comes from being really sharp players, to be honest. But I mean, obviously the vibe is, you know, for that main part, there's just something that just sounds so like 60s Hanna-Barbera about it. And that's not uncommon. Like I get a lot of that Saturday morning cartoon vibe from like Maximum the Hormone and things like that as well. And I don't know where it comes from as far as Japanese culture's connection to it, but that's, for my Western ears, that's how I interpret that feel. It's a vibe, right? You get this vibe of like, yeah, Saturday morning cartoons from like the 70s and like early 80s. And that sort of plays in really nicely with the concept of Gacharic spin, which is high energy, joy. You know, they can be moody as well, but like there's a joyfulness, there's a passion, there's an energy, there's a certain element of chaos as well to everything that they do. And, you know, having that sort of heightened cartoony kind of bombastic sort of thing plays in not only to the visuals, but also the character of the band itself. And that's amazing. I mean, I'm going to go back fairly far because so much is going on. I feel like I'm just missing things, right? I love when she does those rapid fire vocals. It sounds really like how would you rapid machine gunny kind of syllabically? It's just really complex, and I don't know if that's just Japanese, like talking fast in Japanese just sounds like that or what. But there's an energy to it that works really, really well. Again, what is going on there? There's just this, I'm not sure what I'm hearing there in the piano. I mean, it sounds super jazzy, which is not outside of the realm of, you know, I mean, I've heard, even in Mindset, the piano solo in that is really kind of funk band, kind of show band, jazzy, funky, you know. So it's not outside the realm of what I'm used to with Oreo. But there's a certain sort of dissonance to it that just sort of sounds really cool. And I love that it just winds down. Like you get this just full onslaught, you know, of just funk, and then it just do, and then you just get this kind of like, how would you even describe it? Like you're descending into madness kind of craziness, but it's only for a bite-sized chunk as well, where the temptation will be, oh, this is a really nice change. Let's keep this going for maybe like 8 bars or 16 bars or something, and have like a whole other section of the song, like a middle 8. But from memory, it comes out of it pretty quickly. It's still there. Okay, so it's so it's 8 bars, but they sort of switch it up and throw that chorus hook in there about halfway through to make it seem shorter than it is. But the other thing I'm noticing, I just want to keep on calling it out, but there's so much going on, is I'm a big fan of watching Tommaso play. She's one of my favorite guitar players to play. Is she the greatest guitar player to ever walk the earth? I'm not sure about that. However, I will tell you this, I like watching her more than anyone else because of her energy, right? She always seems like she's having the most fun out of anybody in whatever auditorium she's playing, you know, and that's great to watch. But who's capturing my eye this time is Yuri. Watching her drum is actually a lot of fun. She's just got that energy. She's standing up and she's slamming the skins and just having a blast. And, you know, it's real easy to be a drummer and understand that you're in the background. No one's really paying much attention to you visually. So, you know, a lot of drummers will just focus on just being in the pocket and thinking about, like, you know, being in the moment rhythmically. But there is a certain element of showmanship for drummers that you can do. And the best ones know that, you know what I mean? The most entertaining drummers are the ones who know that they're a performer as well, right? Man. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt, but this is going to bring up a personal anecdote for me. At one point, I was actually a guest vocalist in a song. I couldn't even tell you the name of it anymore. It's been years and years, but a friend wanted me to perform on vocals on their track, and I did, and then they made a music video. And so we decided we were going to shoot a scene on George Street in the city, which is a very, very busy street in Sydney. And the idea was, and of course this was all low budget, no permits, no anything. It was just, we were just guerrilla warfare shooting this thing. And so the scene was, I had to be walking down the street and stumbling and then collapse onto the ground in a busy thoroughfare, right? And we kept on struggling to get the shot because every time I would fall over, somebody would run over and ask me if I was okay and try to pick me up, which is wonderful. But I had to keep telling people, I'm so sorry, we're shooting a music video. There's a cameraman down there. I'm so sorry that you were worried about me, whatever. But yeah, I can imagine, particularly in Japan, unless these are all extras, which I highly doubt, they may have run into the same problem here. Good energy. Wow. Sorry, I'm loath. I'll come back to the solo. I'm loath to stop during a guitar solo, and I apologize to everybody for pumping the brakes there. I will go back. However, I just realized why Yuri has such great energy behind the drums. It's because when she's seated and when she's standing, there's not a lot of height difference. So she can like just jump up to her feet and it won't make much difference to her technique. That's really cool. Let's go back. I want to really get into this solo. That was cool. So let's talk about it. That was cool because, you know, as guitar players, we're always like, I guess in the back of our minds, there's always this consideration that the best guitar solos are the ones that speak to you and they're very lyrical and flowing and melodic and have a lot of character. Something like that would be the opposite of what you need in this song. And I think Tomozo knows that. And so she's gone for something with a lot of attack and a lot of aggression and chaos and disorder. And you know, it's more screechy and stuff. It's a little bit like a DJ scratching, right? There's not a lot of core melodic component to it. And it's still melodic at the same time. But it's just edgy, right? Those are cool shots. It's really cool. Cool. I love this moment in the video where, like, you know that I don't think they may have got permits or done whatever, but at the end of the day, they can't shut down an intersection like this, right? I love that it looks like there's cool energy and all that sort of stuff, but you know that they had to stand there on the side of the road, wait for the lights to turn like red so they could cross, and they just pick up their gear, run out there, and then they shoot like a verse or like a part of the chorus order, and then run back off the street and wait. Meanwhile, everybody's just there going, what is going on around here? Who are these people? Why is there cameras? What is happening? I love the energy when they walk out onto the street. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find the exact moment. But like I said before, I think I misrepresented it when I said that I want to be part of that gang. They don't look like a gang. They look like an army, right? And so you've got like the bannerman. Angie's the bannerman with the big flag. And then you've got all the soldiers walking behind her with weapons, ready to go into a battle. That's what it looks like, and it's really cool. This video clip, let's sum it up. This video clip was like, or this song, everything, the whole thing, is, I guess, like a perfect cross-section of who Gacharic Spin is. It's got chaos, it's got energy, it's got passion, incredible playing. I wanted to say the whole time, I kept forgetting. I mean, as everyone knows, Koga is insane, but you forget until you hear something like this where it's so driven, like the rhythm is so driven, how much of a foundation she is for the sound. And I mean, that's a bass player's job, right? Her and Yuri are just creating this incredibly intricate pattern of just rhythmic foundation. And you know, it's easy to overplay and do a lot of popping and slapping and all this sort of stuff. I mean, it's not, it's hard. It's really hard. But as someone who's capable of doing that, it's easy to throw all that flair in and forget the purpose of a rhythm section, and that is to apply a foundation for everyone else to build on, right? And so Koga is doing so much, Yuri's doing so much, her grooves are really intense. But at the same time, there's still this fat, solid foundation going on. So they're managing to lay that down as well as embellish all over the place. And at no point does it feel like it's overplayed. It just feels textural. It feels like rhythmic. It feels tribal and energetic. And that's all you could ask for. That's about as good as it gets, right? I mean, there's a reason why Flea is such a renowned bass player and why the Chili Peppers are so big. And I think in large part it's due to their rhythm section. And it's similar in concept, whereby there's a lot of flair, there's a lot of texture, there's a lot of flourish, but Flea understands better than anybody what his role in the band is, right? And that is to give that sort of grounded platform for everything else to work on, you know, and that's in spades here as well. But boy, oh boy, I just love watching these guys perform. I love their energy. It seems like every time I watch another video, I have another favorite. But I think, you know, like, I think live, I love watching audio because it's like she's doing an aerobics class. I think in this one, what I was thinking about with Angie is that she was doing a lot of head voice high notes, and she has this really unique way of flipping up into that head voice or into her mix or whatever to get those notes. And that was interesting. She's just like, not that she ever needed to improve, because like mindset was insane, but I just feel like she's growing as a performer every time I see her. And that's really interesting as well. Tomazo, always rock solid as always, and fun to watch, super fun to watch. Who have I missed? Yuri, I mentioned, rock solid drummer. And it just seems like so much rhythmic aggression and drumming. It just seems like it's coming from someone else. Visually looking at her, it doesn't make a lot of sense, you know, but boy, is she a powerful drummer. And again, in this one, she just seemed like she was having so much fun again, you know? And I mean, I feel like it'd be difficult to perform in Gacharic Spin and not be excited and pumped up every time you walk out on stage. So, you know, that's really cool. Or shooting a music video, which can be tedious, believe me. This is fantastic. I think this might be my new favorite for the time being, but again, that'll change the next time they bring out a song. So anyway, that's about all I got time for, guys. Thank you so much for checking in. If you feel like I brightened your day at all, feel free to support the channel. Like I said, you can check out my Patreon now, $2 a month if you like my videos, if you watch regularly. That'd be highly appreciated. Or, you know, you can just buy me a coffee. There's a link in the description for that as well. Yeah, don't forget to like, follow, share, subscribe. If there's any forums you're on, you know, or chat groups that might appreciate this review, this reaction, throw it in there. I'd appreciate that as well. Thanks again, guys. Stay primal. I'll catch you on the next one.